So I just got home from work and I'm energized, and it's only 53 degrees out. So I want to get in the bees, but it's, yeah, 53 degrees. I don't think it's going to happen today. So instead, I thought I would take you along today when I feed the deer. So I'll kind of show you. Let me flip you around here. Now, obviously, deer like to browse. So I give them a lot of grasses, just random weeds. I just go along, just pulling. I won't bore you too long watching this, because it'll probably take me 20 minutes to fill this bucket up. So I'm sure you can picture what this looks like, but I just grab whatever is green, pretty much. Obviously they like some things over other things. They're over there staring at me. They know when I'm over here, when I'm pulling the weeds. They know they're gonna be getting their treat. Man, that is blurry again. I don't understand. So here shortly, as I continue to fill this bucket up, all the deer will be standing there by the gate waiting on me. And I'll show you that. So, all right, I'm gonna go back to pulling weeds. Once I get this bucket full, I'll rejoin you. All right, I got the bucket full, and the deer, I'll show you. Got a couple of them waiting there, a couple of them waiting there. I know there's at least one behind that gray tarp. They never know which gate I'm going in. The little boy's getting all excited. There he is. There's the little boy. You ready to eat? Are you ready to eat? All right. And everybody else will run off 20 feet. And then, but the little boy here, he'll stick around. Here, baby. Now, he's not always this trusting, but this past couple weeks, he is ready to stick his head in the bucket. And let me see if I can squeeze a pet in or not. Hi, baby. Well, would you look at that? So he is, let's see, July, August, September. He is 15 months old, and I thought he would be more of a spike this year, because he was a little button buck last year, but he never lost his buttons, but they did get velvet over him, and now he's got like little 1 inch, that left one there, that one's kind of sharp, and the other one is kind of round. So the piebald that was his dad, I believe he has since passed away, but I did see him. Hold on. Let me give some to... Hi, baby. this littler fence here. This is where I kept the fawns when I was bottle feeding them. And then I had a 6-foot, 7-foot tarp going around the sides to block the view of the big deer, because I didn't want them jumping in here and nursing, and then me getting frustrated because when I come out, you know, the baby won't take a bottle. But plus I wanted that first couple of weeks, I wanted to bond with, at least with the little girl. Anyway, so here in a second I'm gonna go find a spot out there where there's no poop and dump this bucket out so everybody can come around and eat. But today I think I can get a few pets in. Yeah, it's not always like that. Not always like that. Now, 8 or 9 years ago, I bottle fed a male that I found up on the road where his mother was hit by a car right in front of the house. And then when I went up to drag her off in the field, I saw the baby just kind of sitting off in the weeds. So I took him in and bottle fed him. After that first hunting season, now we already had this pen set up. This was actually designed for wolves. The people who lived here before owned wolves, and so my dad, he lived here before. He just kept dogs in here, and then he had some goats for a while, kept them in here. But the male that I bottle fed 8 or 9 years ago, I tried to let him go after that first hunting season, and he would not leave. I left the gate open on the pen for days, and he was always in here. But so anyway, the boy's tired of sitting here eating at the bucket, so let's get all this, we'll gather it up. Let's go find a spot out here with no poop. We want no poop, don't we? Now, every couple of weeks I change the side that I feed them on. Man, there's poop everywhere, just because of the poop. So, and then every few days I move their feed bins back. This is where I had the dump their stuff out yesterday. This looks okay right here. All right. Hi, baby. We'll put some out right here for you, okay? Alright, I usually split it up because one of the females won't let one of the other females eat while she's eating. So, put the second pile over here. So I try to split it up. Well, it's going to take me a long time to get that story out about that deer that I bottle fed. Anyway, I kept him for, he was 3.5. He was a 7-point at the time. Nice wide, good, nice rack. Nice wide 7-point. And I went to feed him one morning, November the 11th. And it was in the middle of the rut. And I saw him on the other side of the pen, and I thought I could just step in real quick and dump the feed out and get out. And no, he ended up attacking me. I had several holes in my legs. I actually thought I was going to die from that. While it was happening, let me flip you around. I'm going to walk up to the garage and get the other feed ready. So while the attack was going on with that deer, I put one of my arms, my right arm, around his neck, and I was able to grab hold of the antler, one of his antlers. So doing it in that position, I was dangling on his side rather than in front of him. So I just basically became dead weight, and he was dragging me around, and I was hoping that somebody would notice and come out with a gun and shoot him or something. But I'm gonna need another hand to do this. Hold on just a second. Okay, I got their bucket ready. So I became dead weight, just kind of hanging on his side. Nobody came out. Turn the water hose on. He dragged me around for, it felt like a long time, but it was probably only 5 minutes. I really don't know. But he was worn out, and he stopped for a minute, and I kept that death grip on that antler so that I was on the side of his neck rather than in front of him. And I couldn't figure out how to get out. So I saw one of his feet was right in front of me. I mean, I was laying flat on the ground. So I decided to let go of the antler, grab a hold of that foot with both of my hands, and basically break his foot. And that's exactly what I did. So I broke his foot, and since I had already let go, I jumped up and started running. And once I got to the gate, he's just staring at me. He knows I got corn, and he likes to get first dibs on the corn too. So I made it to the gate, and once I was out and I turned around and I saw the deer, and I don't know, it was so, I knew he was going to be dead very shortly, because that was always the rule. If he hurts anybody, we're going to shoot him. So, but oh, let me see if she'll come close and try to get some out of the bucket. Let me step back a few feet. Yeah, I'm not very far. That's it. 8 feet maybe. I'll let her nibble. So I made it into the house. Once I knew I was safe, then the pain set in. So I had several holes in my legs and in my groin area. So I made it into the house, and I ended up going to the ER and getting all stitched up. In the meantime, my dad was here at the time, and I asked him to go ahead and shoot him. So that was a sad day, but I'm grateful to be alive. But it also showed me that the power of a wild animal when they're not in their normal frame of mind. You know, I know it was the rut. I know they become a different animal at that time. And with the male, any male that I have now, I fully plan to, once their antlers turn hard, which is usually that first week of September, maybe the second week, tranquilize them and saw them off. And then they just have little 1-inch nubbies, and even if they do attack you, all they'll be able to do is knock you over. So, all right. Well, it is starting to rain a little bit. See how close I can get to her before she runs off. I'm going to get that bucket and feed everybody, okay? All right. They tend to, it's like they trust me for a second, and then they are so scared they have to get 10 feet away. I don't know. There, she did it again. But I know that's their natural instinct to not trust people. Dump that out. Let me pause this and fill this up. So I feed them a mixture of just whole corn and sweet feed, which is like compressed alfalfa, I guess. I don't know. It's called sweet feed. I'm sure anybody who has cattle or pigs or something, they know what that is. But these deer really like the corn, so I try to mix it up. Otherwise, they eat the corn and leave everything else until they're really, really hungry. So I really enjoy the deer. When I feed them, I tend to turn this into a 1-hour ordeal. I sit here and talk to them. They know all my problems, all of them. So, and then once in a while, I'll be able to pet him, and for 10 minutes, maybe 15 before he runs off. So now when we tag him, see, the girls have their right ear tagged. From their perspective, it's the right. She's trying. All right, so I am 4 feet away, and this is kind of nice that they trust me to come kind of close. Those ones don't, not yet. So when we tag the boy, I want to do his left ear, and I already have white and the number 29 picked out. So that's just a good number for me. So I want it to be his number. Well, let me go fill up their other dish. Sorry, girls. The other one's over here. See what I mean? They pick out the corn and they leave that. All right. Let me pause for a second. All right. I'm back. I also found if the corn is on the bottom and I put the sweet feed on top, my thinking was they're going to have to eat the sweet feed before they can get to the corn. But no, they take their nose and they shove all the sweet feed off to the ground. So they get wasteful. Yes, I'm talking about you. Wasteful. I'm kidding. They do that though. Man, if it was warmer, there's poop everywhere. Once, I don't know, every 2 weeks or so, I do come in here and I take care of that. I pick that up. I use a doggy scoop. Let's go take a peek at the beehives. Make sure everything's looking good out here. The one we're looking at right now, this is the only one I can see the landing board, the entrance from inside the deer pen. Because all the other hives, I can only see the back. Still got that spray bottle there and a plate. That was from doing mite tests. All right, let's get out of here. Now that I've stepped away from the deer, they're all up there eating. In the wintertime, when there is no weeds to pull for them, I 3 or 4 days a week, I cut up some fruit and some vegetables, some cabbage, lettuces, apples, bananas, whatever, cucumbers. I get a nice good bowl full, and I'll give that to them, since I'm not able to give them any weeds, fresh weeds. They do get hay, of course. All right, I just switched over to getting their water good and full. I clean these things out every couple of days as well. Don't seem to matter. I don't know how they get dirt in it. Although I wonder if raccoons are coming out and doing something with it, because they would definitely be sticking their feet in it. So that could explain some dirt. And this other water over here, which is the 5-gallon bucket, that one's pretty funky. I'm going to clean that one out here in a minute. That bucket, sometimes I come out here and it is tipped over on its side, empty of course, but that would make sense if it's raccoons getting in the water. All right, got that one cleaned out real good. Got it filling up. So we'll just talk a few more minutes about the deer. Let's stare at them while they're eating. This is the highlight of my day. I've always loved deer, and then to now be able to look at some anytime I want, and possibly even, pet one anytime. I just think they're one of the most magnificent of God's creation. All right. And the water's just about full, so we can go ahead and start heading up that way, turn the water off, put everything back, and call it a day. Well, I appreciate you joining me and kind of seeing what I see on a daily basis. Nothing strange happened today. I mean, a few days ago, I had a turkey stuck in here, and I couldn't understand why she just couldn't fly out, since she obviously flew in. And finally got her out. I've not seen any coyotes. What else? the beehives flat on their face. I had a chipmunk stuck in the bag of corn. Scared the crap out of me. That was probably a month ago. Feeding them, and I reach in the little bucket to scoop up some corn, and something runs across my hand. And that was weird. So I see snakes once in a while. I don't know, something different every time I get in the bees. Now it's supposed to be a little warmer tomorrow and the weekend. So, he's old. Hey, baby. So, I'm hoping to get in the bees. I want to do some mite tests and probably use the oxalic acid vaporizer. The bees that I started off with last year were hygienic, and my mite tests last year, I was getting 0s and 1s, so I did not treat them last year. This year, I did some splits off of one of those hives, and then I purchased 6 additional packages. So right now I have 10 hives. No, I purchased 4 additional. Yeah, that's right. I got 10 hives. 4 I bought, 4 splits, and then 2 from last year. And what was my point? I have a point. I'm sure I do. The cat's scratching at me. He wants attention. The bees, the mites, the tests that I've done on the ones for the packages that I bought this year, they're coming in at 12s and 15s, and that's a sugar roll. So those have to be at least double that. You know, if I did an alcohol wash, I just have trouble killing bees. I'd rather do the sugar and put them back in, and you know, the other bees will clean them up. So, but this, let's see, the 2 hives from last year and the splits off of them, I've been getting 3s and 4s. So I think they've maintained some of the hygienic, but they're probably starting to lose it a little bit. I don't know if the first 2, my original 2 hives, if they requeened after I did the splits. I just don't know. So, all right, I'm going to give this cat here some attention and get things slowing down around here. It's evening, time to settle in, eat dinner, all that good stuff. So, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.